Afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to learn about fundamental of quality management. So this is a part of the syllabus of project quality management in week 3. Okay, before we go to total quality management and Six Sigma and whatnot, let me introduce you to the history of quality management. How does quality management evolve? Okay, um, in late 13th century, the skilled craftsmen served both as manufacturer and inspector, and they built or they produce the product with a quality into their through their considerable pride in their workmanship. This means that the product is in the eye of the quality is based on the craftsman knowledge or their preference. And in early 19th century, the Industrial Revolution has already changed this basic concept into interchangeable parts. Interchangeable parts means parts that nearly identical that they will fit into any assembly of the same type. Meaning to say, the product is no longer is made on a custom basis, but is being developed into the same part so that it can fit into any other parts during the assemble. And in late 19th century, Taylor system was introduced by Frederick Winslow Taylor. This is known as scientific management. And in Taylor's system or in scientific management, emphasize on production efficiency and decompose jobs into smaller tasks. So in other words, Taylor has made the process into small tasks throughout the process. And in World War II, during the World War II, there is a large expansion in quality control activities in which quality control were being used um, throughout the World War II. And quality control utilized with modern statistic methods. So in producing the weapons in the World War II, the production or the manufacturer has used statistical methods to analyze the defect of the production or the product. And after the World War II, which is somewhere around 1946, the American manufacturer sell whatever they could produce. Okay, so in other words, the quality was neglected, and this is because after the World War II, the financial they want to establish the financial. Okay, so and this is where the American Society for Quality Control is being established, and then they were known as American Society for Quality. So these were established because of this impact of this effect. Yeah, so because of the neglection of the quality of the manufacturer. So this American Society for Quality Control has been established to look into the quality of the production. And this is where Joseph Juran, the one of the quality gurus, has developed the quality leadership for quality. And this is his book, Juran on Leadership for Quality, and you can find it in the library. And in his theory, he mentioned that the top management must be quality minded. Okay, it means that the quality, the top management must create a quality environment, or to ensure that the subordinates is uh, using the quality, or have the quality knowledge, and motivate them to produce the quality product. And in 20th century, mid 20th century, Deming and one quality gurus, which is Juren, introduced statistical quality control theory to Japanese industry. At this time, the Japanese industry also suffers quality, and Deming and Juren has went to Japan, and um, they have introduced their theory and philosophy by using the statistical quality control to the Japanese industry. And they were able to convince the top managers, not just in America but also in Japan, the importance of quality in the manufacturing or production. So during this year, or during this mid 20th century, there's so many quality theories were introduced, which I am going to explain to you in the later slide. So after the mid 20th century, then the total quality management was being introduced in US, and in this era, most of the organization is using total quality management as well as Six Sigma, and they are moving forward to a quality 4.0. Okay, in 1970, we go back to 1970. There is a trouble time for US manufacturer due to Japanese increased success. Okay, because of Juren and Deming has went to Japan, and they have taught the Japanese industry of the quality theory. The Japanese has adopt the theory, and they were success. And US has made an excuse saying that Japan depends on the cheap labor. That is why they success. Japan workers are exploited. There is something in their culture, and Americans are lazy. So these are all the excuses that American has uh, uh, American has has issue really related to the quality. And Japan at that time, at 1970, has captured the world auto and electronic market. For example, like they produce Nissan, Toyota. They produce electronic markets such as electric products such as Nikon, yeah, and Sony. So they in 1970, the Japanese industry is success compared to the American. And in America, Motorola and Whirlpool, these two um, these two giant product were good examples of poor quality. So, meaning to say, in 1970, these two product is facing a big time poor quality issue. And due to that, Six Sigma was being introduced to Motorola by Bill Smith. So Bill Smith is known as the founder of Six Sigma. So later, we are going to learn. I'm going to explain to you a little bit on what is Six Sigma. Six Sigma is to improve the methodology of Motorola. So by using or by adopting Six Sigma, the Motorola has successfully improved the product quality. Okay, now let's look at total quality management. And the concept of management, the quality management, has emerged in the 80s from the variety of different sources. As you can have a look at many books and articles. The TQM, the total quality management, has been described by all over the world. Yeah, so in a different meaning, or in a different variety. TQM is a holistic business management methodology that aligns the activity of all employees, focus on the customer satisfaction through continuous improvement for the product or the goods or the services. So TQM focus on the customer, employee involvement, process-centered, integrated system, strategic and systematic approach, decision making based on fact, communication, and continuous improvement. Okay, now let's look at the evolution of quality management. So in 1950 to 1960, quality control were established, and quality control is where it separates goods from bad parts without the feedback to the production process. So it's just to control the product in the final inspection. And then quality assurance were introduced. In quality assurance, quality develops during the production process, where inspection was shifted into the production process, where prevention and also the process orientation is also involved in the quality assurance. And in 1990s, ISO 9000 was being introduced to the manufacturing discipline. Okay, and quality. This is where quality were defined, planned, and supervised company wide, where it's also involved in the commitment of management, participation of employee, and it also give a standard or a step by step how to improve the product. And in 20,000 onwards, total quality management was widely used, and was introduced and was widely used. And total quality management is a customer focus, involve employees commitment, process, society, stakeholder oriented. It is a philosophy whereby it encourage companies and the employees to focus on finding the ways to continually improve the quality of their business or product. And in the same year or in the same era, Six Sigma was also being introduced. Like I mentioned to you before, it was being introduced by Bill Smith in 1970 because of the Motorola quality issue. Okay, if you look at this is just to summarize the evolution of quality management. You can see that the first process is inspection of the process, inspection of the production to look for the defect. And then quality control takes over the inspection process when quality control were introduced. And after that, the quality assurance where the process require an improvement, the checking of the product. If there is any deviation, then quality assurance, one of the quality assurance process is to improve the process. And then comes a total quality management, where it involves all these process, which is from inspection to quality control and to quality assurance. So in other words, total quality management involves all the process of the quality. Okay, now let's look at the American versus Japanese gurus. So there are two gurus, one from American and one from Japanese. They are talking about quality management. How does all these quality gurus contribute to the quality management? So first and foremost, let's look at the American gurus. The first one is Edward Deming. Edward Deming philosophy is organization that focus on improving quality would automatically reduce costs. So when any organization, they focus on the quality, they will automatically will reduce costs. In other words, when the process involve the quality process, such as the quality control, quality assurance, quality planning, and the process will eliminate or reduce the defect. Therefore, the cost of the rework or the redo of the product will be minimized or eliminate. But if the organization focus on the cost, where usually the organization would like to gain more profit. Therefore, the quality will be reduced. Why? Because the organization would not go for quality management system, and therefore there's a lot of defect, and therefore there will be reduction. There will be a poor quality product produced. And at the same time, because of the quality, the reduction of the quality, the cost will increase because because the organization or the manufacturer have to redo, rebuild, and rework the product. So therefore, the cost will increase. So this is what Deming's philosophy all about. And Deming also says that a product or a service possesses quality if it helps somebody and enjoys a good and sustainable market. It means that if a manufacturer can produce a quality product, the society or the customer will enjoy using it, and therefore they will keep on buying the product, and therefore the business will sustain in the market. Okay, so Deming also established a system of profound knowledge where it create the constancy of purpose. He also mentioned, or he also proposed that forget about the old methods and adopt a new philosophy, and stop depending on the inspection. So the profound knowledge of Deming represent a holistic approach to leadership and management, and it is a way for workers and organizations to continually improve. Deming also established 14 points, steps to total quality management. So this is all the 14 points, which are the create constant of purpose. Create constant of purpose means put improvement of quality and service, and adopt the new philosophy. We have to shift to from the old perspective to the new philosophy, where uh, we cannot live in a delay, no more mistake, and defect of workmanship. The third one is stop depending on inspection. It means that instead of depend on the test of inspection, the engineer or the manufacturer may use the statistical evidence that built in the quality process to analyze the process and how to improve the process if there is any deviation. And focus on total cost, improve constantly and forever. So it means that in order to in order to produce a quality product or services, it has to be consistently, and it has to be forever, not in one, not temporary. Okay, and job training is also important for staffs. Leadership, since quality uh, is a top down management. So the top management must be a quality minded, like what I have mentioned earlier. uh, Dry out fear, where the everyone may work effectively for the company and without fear of producing a defect product. Break down barrier between departments, eliminate numerical goals, poster slogan for workforce asking for new level of productivity without providing method. It means that get rid of the slogan that want people to have a quality product, but instead does not mention how can we go about and get a or produce a quality product. Eliminate work standard that describe numerical quotas, remove barriers of the hourly worker. So their rights to pride of the workmanship. So it means that the worker has the freedom to work uh, more than the specified time, so that they can come up with a good product. Institute a vigorous program of education and training, and create a structure in top management that will push on the above points every day. So it means that the management have to make sure that the quality is being imposed and in the subordinates. Okay, Deming also established a Deming cycle, or they call it a PDCA cycle. It involves plan, do, check, and action. Plan is a change to process. So this is where it predicts the effect this change will have, and plan how the effect will be measured. So, in other words, Deming wants the organization to plan for the changes of the effect. And then he also proposed that in the do cycle, uh, the management can implement the change on the small scales and measure the effect. So if there is a defect, there is a defect found in the process or in the production, the management has to make a small change and measure the changes, or measure the effect of the changes. In the check cycle, the management has to study the result to learn what effect the change had. And lastly, the action. If the changes that has been done during the do and the check shows good changes, the management can permanently modify to the process. Or if it doesn't contribute to improvement, then the process can be abandoned and replanned again. So that is what it means by Deming cycle or PDCA cycle. This is the change reaction. Change reaction is where, by improving the quality, the cost will decrease because of less rework, fewer mistakes, fewer delays, better use of time and material. And when the cost decrease because of this, it will increase the morale of the workers, and thus the productivity will also improve. And when the productivity improve, the product will also increase in quality, better in quality, and lower in price. So when the manufacturer can produce a good quality, lower price, it will stay in the business or in the market, and thus it will expand the business, and will provide jobs and more jobs to uh, the society. And this will go back to the improvement of quality. So this is the cycle, the change reaction, the how the quality, the improve of the quality affect the future job. Okay, the next theories or the quality guru is Juren. Joseph Juren defines quality as fitness for use in terms of design, conformance, availability, safety, and field use. Okay, fitness for use is defined as an effective of a design, manufacturing method, support process, delivering goods, system or services that fit the customer defined purpose. So it means that the product is being produced that can fit the customer purpose. It means that a product meets the customer needs and thus leading to the customer satisfaction. And Juren also produce or establish an approach to cross-functional management that is composed of three managerial process, which is planning, control, and improvement. And these are the trilogy. He is known as this trilogy. And this trilogy consists of the quality planning, where the process of preparing to meet quality goals, it involves the understanding of customer needs and developing of the product features. So these are the process to understand what the customer wants and how to produce the product. And for the quality control, these are the process that meets the quality goals during operation. So when the project kicks off, how to control the quality. So there will be a control parameters. For example, if you are looking for concrete quality in concrete, you need to know what are the parameters that you want to control. Okay, for example, probably the moisture, probably the strength of the concrete. And measure the deviation if there is any defect or if you find any deviation in the parameters. Therefore, there you should take an action to improve the product or the process. And this is where you can identify the area for improvement and get the right people to bring about the change. So if you find during quality control stage, you find there is any the defect, then you have to find what are areas for improvement, and you have to identify who is the right person to can make an improvement to this product or to the process. And Jordan also established this trilogy. From the trilogy, Jordan also established this diagram. So this diagram it shows that at an initial planning, initial quality planning, you need to design, and during the design you cannot predict what are the defects that will occur during the construction. So and it proceeds to the construction stage, and if there is a defect, the defect is between the 20%. So the 20% will go up and down, proceeds until the management decides to rectify the problem. So, and when the management decides to improve or rectify the problem, the defect will go down, in fact, lower than the 20%. And the defect will be, can be eliminated or can be minimized. So this is how Juren described in the planning, the trilogy, the Juren's trilogy approach. Okay, so when the improvement, when the management has successfully improved the process, the lesson is learned, and this is being used in the next project. Okay, so the trilogies actually helps the uh, engineer or the manufacturer to reduce the defect, the number of defect from 20. It could be go up to the it could spike to 40%. But if improvement is being made, then the number of defect can be controlled to a minimum percent or numbers. Endurance also establish the cost of quality. So there is a failure cost. These are the total quality costs. Okay, and these are the failure costs. Failure cost is also known as an avoidable cost. Avoidable cost is the defect and product failures. For example, the waste of material, the labor for rework, complaint, processing, losses from unhappy customer. So these are the failure costs. Okay, so these are the quality cost versus the quality level. So as you can see here, when the failure cost is declining from it's declining, yeah. But if you look at the unavoidable cost, which is preventing defect, for example, like inspection, cost of sampling, cost of sorting, cost of doing the quality control. Yeah, so these are the prevention. All right. So quality level for minimum quality cost. So you can find what are the quality level that you can obtain by having a minimum quality cost. Okay, the next quality theories is Philip Crosby. Philip Crosby introduced quality is free. Quality is free means it's not a gift, but it's free. What costs money are the unquality things. All the action that involve not doing job right the first time. Okay, so Crosby says that quality is supposed to be free and is supposed to be action that job right the first time. And he also introduced the zero defect. Zero defect means um, zero defect at the first time. So this is relate to the quality, to the first theory of quality is free. And Crosby also established four absolute of quality management. The first one is conformance to requirement. The second one is no such things as quality problem. And the third one is the job right the first time. It's a zero defect. And the measurement of quality is the price of non-conformance, not the indices. So it is cost because of the non-conformance. It relates to the cost of quality. Okay, so that is Philip Bill Crosby contribution to the quality management. And the next one is Feigenbaum. Armand Feigenbaum uh, con- uh, mentioned that total quality control is an effective system for integrating quality development, quality maintenance, quality improvement efforts of the various groups in the organization as to enable production and service at the most economical level, which allow full customer satisfaction. So Feigenbaum actually create a effective system that integrate all the process so that it enables their production to produce the product in the most economical cost and at the same time satisfy the customer. And Feigenbaum proposed three steps process to improve quality. The first step is quality leadership. Again, quality has to be a top down approach where it's supposed to be motivated by the leadership. And then quality technology includes statistic and machinery that can improve the quality. So it means that statistical technique uh, is required to analyze the action, that the quality control, and what action need to be made, and the machineries that can improve the quality. The third one is organizational commitment. It mentioned here that everyone in the quality, it includes everyone in the organization. Okay, so that is about the American theories or gurus. Now let's look at the Japanese gurus. Since Japanese has already also a success in quality, so the first one is Koro Ishikawa. Koro Ishikawa Koro Ishikawa is established quality control in Japan after the World War II. And he established 7 quality control tools, which are process flow diagram, check sheet, histogram, Pareto diagram, control chart, scatter diagram, and cause and effect diagram. But the most known is the cause and effect diagram, also known as the fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Ishikawa also introduced a quality circle. Quality circle means a group of workforce members, usually from the same work area, somewhere between 4 to 6 employees, who are volunteering to meet on regular basis, usually once a week, to identify the problem in their respective work area, and then they together solve those problems. The next Japanese guru is Shigeo Shingo. He develops the single minute exchange of dies, or better known as SMED. So this is the method how to reduce the waste in manufacturing process. And he also develops the just-in-time approach or theory. So these are the theories, production strategy that strives to improve a business return on investment by reducing in process inventory and associated carrying costs. This means, or in other words, deliver the right material in the exact quantity with the perfect quality in the right place just before it is needed. So this just-in-time approach is being used worldwide. Everyone is using just-in-time approach because it will reduce the cost, the business cost or the production cost. Okay, the next one is Pokayoke. Pokayoke in Japanese term means mistake proving. So Pokayoke strategies eliminate human error from the process so that the defect never gets to the customer, meaning that the process are more productive and profitable. So this is the three Shingo contribution to the quality management. And the last one is Taguchi. Taguchi method is a method to improve quality and reduce cost, where these techniques enables the engineer or the designer to produce a robust design that can survive repetitive manufacturing to deliver the functionality required by customer. Robust design means that the design of the product that causes no problem under any case. For example, robust design include umbrella fabrics that will not deteriorate when exposed to varying environment. These are the external variation. But for internal variation, it is the food product that have long shelf life. Okay, it will the food product will have a longer shelf life. Okay, Taguchi is also known as the loss function. Loss function means he develops a equation, which is this equation, that quantify the decline of a customer perceived value of a product as its quality design. It means that it can quantify how much customer value when the quality has been declined. So this is intended to capture not only the loss to the customer, but also to the society at large, which can be measured by cost. And last but not least is the Six Sigma. So to get the six gurus that I mentioned just now has contributed to the total quality management. But for the Six Sigma, it was being introduced by Bill Smith. And what is Six Sigma? It is a process that meets the customer requirement, and it is actually a culture change of the company to uh, for a greater customer satisfaction, profitability, and also competitiveness. Okay, for the Six Sigma, enables the company to increase the profit, improve quality, eliminates the defect by or mistake in everything a company does. And the objective of Six Sigma is to change the process of the production so that defects are never produced in the first place. So it really focuses on the defect, how to eliminate the defect. So these are the model of the Six Sigma. Six Sigma, from define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Define means define what are the problem involved and the objective, and then measure the improvement. How can you measure the improvement? And then you analyze the process, what define the factors of influence and improve the process. And if you need to control means how you can sustain the process so that the product or the product can achieve the quality. Okay, the difference between TQM and Six Sigma. TQM is a management philosophy of a quality improvement, but for Six Sigma, it's focused on the defect reduction and cost of reduction. For total quality management, it encourages involvement of all employees. But for Six Sigma, it's only for only selected groups of highly trained employees, not all involved. For total quality management, senior management provides direct support. But for Six Sigma, senior management is accountable for the results. So that is a two different approach. So you can see nowadays most organization implement either total quality management or Six Sigma. But nowadays there's a lot more process or approach. For example, the hybrid of Six Sigma, they call it Lean Six Sigma, and so on and so forth. It can be found in other books of articles. Okay, and finally, quality is a journey, not a destination. So it means that in order for you to have a quality, it is not a one-way ticket or it's not a one-way process, but you always have to redo or recheck the process so that the quality is maintained. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture.